Hey friend, I'm Micah McCurry, and this is Bible Tract Echoes. Thank you so much for joining me right here today. We're going to dive into our latest newsletter in just a few moments. Going to talk about what the staff of Bible Tracts Incorporated did over this past summer. Looking forward to sharing with you some blessings from God's people, though, as we begin. Now, we're going to jump into this newsletter. Remember, we send this out about 4 times a year. It's a quarterly newsletter, and this particular theme of the newsletter that I'm looking at right now is legacy. And we're big on legacy and heritage here at Bible Tracts Incorporated, but we also are big on partnership. We have many different partners that have invested in our ministry in a myriad of ways, both in prayer support, or should I say, not only in prayer support, but also in using our gospel tracts, and then, of course, also financially as well, which we appreciate all of those things. But I also love to hear from people when they have been blessed by our ministry. We include oftentimes some testimonies about our ministry directly from people just like you. Here's one beginning from Rachel in Indiana. My name is Rachel. I am 13 years of age. Must be a mature young lady to send a note like this. And the way she wrote it, listen to this. I live in Indiana, and I've recently received some tracts that I ordered from BTI. I am very pleased with my order. You have my greatest thanks. I pray that the Lord will use this ministry in many ways to bring salvation to the whole world. I send you my small donation to fulfill what the Lord wants with it. You will be receiving another order from me in the future. May God bless. Just what an amazing thought. Her parents must have raised her right for her to send such a nice note of thanks, and then just very well worded, very astute. I'm thankful for Rachel. If you're listening, Rachel, thank you so much. From my wife, my girls, and from myself and our ministry, thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Barbara from Michigan. Congratulations on your new office and warehouse building. It looks fantastic. I'm so glad you had a great attendance at the past open house. We've had one the previous couple of years. We're having another one September 30th that I want to invite you to come to right here at this new building. She continues on, I live in Michigan and would have liked to have been there, but other responsibilities were in demand, unfortunately. I am semi-retired, a former missionary to India and Oman, and love evangelism. I keep your tracts in my car. And one of my retirement jobs is picking up people and taking them to their doctor's appointments for the insurance companies. I pick up about 3 people a week, and many people ask me if I am a Christian. And she puts in parentheses, how can they automatically know that? She continues on, I ask them where they are in their faith and get a wide range of answers. I have a lot of Bible tracts in the console of my car and always hand them out to the people I meet. I have not met one yet that did not thank me for giving them one of your tracts. Thank you for all you do to get the message out. You keep doing your part, and I will keep witnessing. Together, we can make a huge difference. Looks like you have in many other states doing the same thing. You have many in other states doing the same thing. What a blessing to be used by the Lord for such a time as this. It's amazing to me, the people. Rachel from Indiana, Barbara from Michigan, Marco from Texas says this, thank you and all the donors who make these tracts possible. Just as I receive them by mail, I'm constantly distributing them. Glory to God in the highest. Let's see here. There's Maryland and Kansas. God bless you all. I'm so blessed by a broadcast on BCY Radio out of Salina, Kansas. Keep doing our Father's work. Here's Joe, a gentleman that commented on YouTube. He said, I'm thankful for the Bible tracts I'm thankful for Bible Tracts Incorporated. They make it possible for me to care for God's children. Through my ministry as a certified instructor, I teach active shooter preparedness for free. I hand out these tracts to everyone who shows up for these classes. These tracts play an important role for the classes I teach. It ensures people that God is there for them to take a minute to reach out to Him. Once again, thank you, Bible Tracts Incorporated. To God be the glory. And that's not even all of them. We've been so very blessed. Honestly, I found the jobs that I've had. I was, as a young man, let me think back here. One of my first jobs, I worked at a grocery store. I worked at JCPenney back in the day. my teenage years and my first semester or so in college. I worked in the jewelry sector. I don't know if I've ever talked about this much. I sold fine jewelry. I worked for JCPenney doing that for a short period of time. And then I went to a high-end jewelry place in the Bay Area where I was going to college in California. And thinking back to those places, oftentimes the best or worst things about a job are the people you work with. And that's why I'm blown away. I'm blessed. I wrote in my prayer list, I try to write down a blessing a day or so in there. And I wrote down, I lead a charmed life. Truly, it's amazing how God is blessed. Speaking of, Austin, my brother-in-law, director of operations, Matt Pearson, a gentleman who handles our partner connection calls, Todd Lofbaum, a dear friend, a mentor even, but a man who handles a prisoner discipleship. He handles in processing the mail. He puts a lot of the tracts into boxes. If you've gotten a box of gospel tracts, it was probably Todd or maybe his wife or a daughter, I should say, Miss Rebecca, that probably helped with that. But where I was going with that, it was all of us have had the opportunity this past summer, to invest in young people through summer camps. And so I want to spend a few moments, if we can. I want to talk to Austin, my brother-in-law. I think he has a few testimonies for us about summer camp. Listen in. So at Bible Tracts, we've spent a summer in the harvest field, and that certainly has not been just me. You see, my family has been a part of the summer camp adventures and all these different types of things, but Austin and your family, you have as well. Matt Pearson spent a week at summer camp with his kids and juniors, but you had, I think, a summer camp week, a youth conference week, Austin, and football camp. Busy summer for all of us, but for those that are listening, Austin is the director of operations here at Bible Tracts Incorporated, but we don't believe ministry just happens inside of our offices. That's most certainly not the case. A lot of times we are out of doors in all sorts of situations, but talk to the folks a little bit about maybe a testimony or two from this summer of service.
And we did. We had a great summer. It's whoever said that summers is the off months has never been in ministry, because it's the busiest months for us. And so we started the summer with a youth conference, and then we had teen camp and then football camp. And each one of them produced some just incredible results that were just really an amazing events to be a part of. And I really appreciate the opportunity to go and serve in those capacities. Teen camp, we had a great week. We had a lot of young people there. I had the privilege to speak there at camp, and just saw some really great decisions, and really was able to minister to some young people that were in situations that just needed some encouragement, needed some help, some direction, some guidance. And so the Lord really blessed there. And even the young people that we brought to camp had some great decisions that were made throughout the week, and just had a wonderful time of fellowship with a lot of other young people. And then football camp just a couple weeks ago, and had a wonderful experience there. God really moved in just some miraculous ways, and really touched the lives of a lot of young men. And it's an incredible honor to be a part of that ministry that just touches young men and pushes them and encourages them to figure out what God has for them, and to figure out God's will for their life, and to be able to go forward and do God's will in their life, and tell others about the Lord, and to serve God with their life it's just a wonderful thing. And a lot of great decisions made, a lot of young people who trusted Christ through the week of teen camp and also the week of football camp. It was just an incredible thing.
And I'd encourage you, as you look towards next summer, you realize the great decisions are made before great decisions have to be made oftentimes. And so if you're a mom, a dad, even a grandma or grandpa, and you have some say in where your kids spend their time over the summer, you know about what they say about idle hands and idle minds and all of that. And summer is it should not be a spiritually digressing time. It should not be an off time for spiritual activities. Honestly, through summer camps, kids should take massive leaps forward. And so I'd encourage you, if you're looking for a good summer camp, maybe you don't have one near you or you just don't know of any, I have the privilege of being a part of multiple across the nation, and I'd love to hear from you. You can text me at 309-316-7240. I'll give you that number one more time. But if you're looking for a good summer camp and you need to get your kids involved in that, text me at 309-316-7240. zero. I'd encourage you, and if I can say this, put the evangelist hat on for just saying it, say it bluntly. I don't know that you should really give your kids much of a choice about whether or not they go to spiritual activities. Kids shouldn't have a choice about whether or not they go to church with you, especially if they live in your own house and they're eating your groceries and they aren't paying rent. They need to go with you to church, and they need to be sent to summer camp. God only knows what He will do through a week like that. So I'd encourage you about that. And we're going to continue talking about summer in the harvest field and what God has done as we look back at our newsletter this week. You know, I am so very thankful for Austin. I'm thankful for all the people that we do get to work with here. I'm thankful for the fact that you and I, listeners and viewers of this particular broadcast, that we get to be co-laborers as well. It's amazing. I was mentioning before, I had Austin chime in, the people you work with can be the best and worst thing about any job. But I can only say for Bible Tracts Incorporated, it's the best thing. I love the people that we work with directly, and then all the people we get to join hands with across the world, really, and partner with, just people like you. It truly is such a blessing. And I've got to say thank you to each and every person that said kind words about the song that the Lord allowed me to write not that long ago, The Old Kitchen Table. My grandmother-in-law passed away back in May, a praying lady. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the week. She was one of those people that routinely would pray for 3 or even 4 hours a day. She got down on herself and was thinking, I can't do the things I used to do. And my father-in-law, her son, said, but Mom, you can pray. And that's what she did. Now, I don't know when or where she really made prayer a huge part of her daily discipline, but I know for a fact she started praying as a young mom for her son, my father-in-law, when he was away from the Lord. Praise God, he made the right decisions, and he got right with God at the old kitchen table. And I'd love to share that song with you. If you'd like to, I could send you some information, some links where you could listen to that song directly on YouTube or Apple Music, Spotify, wherever. If you're praying for a prodigal, I'd love to partner with you in prayer. But if you'd like that song, maybe text the word table, Table, the word table, to this phone number. You ready? 309-316-7240. That's my personal number. You'll reach out directly to me, but I want you to text the word table, Table. That way, it'll send you an automatic text back with some of those links. But here's that number one more time. It's 309-316-7240. I'm so very thankful for each and every one of you that's joined me today, whether you're on VCY, WVGV, WGVD, WYTJ. I'm forgetting some. I apologize. Bible Truth Radio. I think I said VCY already. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching a clip on Facebook, whatever it may be, thank you. Thank you. I can't tell you what it means to me. My prayer, as always, is that you have a great day. For His glory, consider coming to our open house on September 30th here in Odell, Illinois. Text me if you need more information. Have a great day. God bless.